afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. I cannot believe we are at the 20th of October today. We have only just a little over a week to go in October, and now in my 13th year, the show is going greater than ever. As you can see, I have 3 guests for the first time since I brought my show here to Easton back on September 27th of 2018, and I love that. They all wanted to do the show. They jumped at the chance, and we're going to interview them in a couple of minutes. But before we do that, not even a couple of minutes, probably more like 30 seconds. We've got to read these great underwriters. Don't have a lot, but they're all wonderful, so we read them off. So, I want to start with Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington, #1 in the dealer ratings for Massachusetts for 2021. Great customer service, been with me since the beginning. Got them. We got Lynch's Towing, Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton. 1 number for towing, 1 number for projects. Always looking for new scrap metal, wheels, anything to do with transportation. My pal Lynchy can handle over there. We got Auto Town, Auto Glass, and Auto Body in Brockton. Excuse me, they're in Abington, not Brockton. They're on Brockton Ave in Abington. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got Fadeologist 101 Barber Shop in Brockton. We got One Good Credit in Brockton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got R.W. Carpet in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We got Easton Fitness right in the Village Shops in Northeastern. And we got Joe's Diner in Taunton. And I want to thank you guys very much. And on that note, I will now introduce my 3 guests. I will start with the lady here, Nancy Sawyer, ladies first. They all work for this company, an insurance company called the Alliance in Foxborough. And we're going to discuss the insurance industry as well as profiling all 3 of these folks. You guys may remember back in the spring I had Bobby B on, who's the GM over there at Auto Country, my first underwriter. And Nancy's his cousin. He thought she'd be a great guest, and so he called her and said, "You should do my show." And of course, I'd argue if I could, but obviously here she is. So Nancy, we'll start with you. Tell me about yourself. What do tell me what you were like as a young lady. You still look pretty young, and what you do over there at the Alliance, and we'll talk to the guys. So go ahead. We'll start with you.
Okay. Well, first of all, Harrison, thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
And thank you, Bobby B.
Well, thank you, Bobby B.
Thank you, Bobby B. So where do I start? I lived in Mattapan, as Bobby did many years ago. And
okay.
then
did you grow up there?
I didn't grow up in Mattapan. When I was in 3rd grade, my family moved to Randolph.
Okay.
Graduated Randolph High, had a great experience there. Then I went off to a 2-year junior college in Quincy.
Okay, would that be Aquinas?
No, it was Quincy Junior College.
Oh, Quincy Junior College,
yeah,
of course.
Yes,
my next guest.
So now it's called Quincy College.
Okay, right.
So a lot of my friends were looking forward to going into the corporate world, but me, I always knew that I just wanted to be a stay-home mom.
Okay.
So, funny story, when we were graduating, one of the teachers went around the whole room and asked, "Where do we see each other in 5 years?" Well, I wasn't really fond of her, and I don't think she really liked me either. Oh. So I said, "Well, I see myself having a family." Well, she rolled her eyes, and that was the end of that. Anyways, that's what happened. So
now you got a family, right?
Fast forward, I have 4 wonderful children.
Sweet.
2 boys, 2 girls.
Awesome.
Ages 36. My baby's going to be 30.
Oh my goodness, I wouldn't have thought you were much around 30, more than 36.
I'll top it off with I have 2 great, adorable grandsons.
Wow.
Ezra and Ari. Ezra is 3 and Ari is going to be 16 months.
Cool.
And I see them all the time, which is really nice. So I was a stay-home mom for 17 years.
Okay.
And once my youngest was a little bit older, I was getting kind of bored staying at home.
Okay.
So I worked out at Gold's Gym anyways, and there was a new owner coming in.
Which Gold's Gym in what town?
Sorry, Stoughton, Mass.
That's okay, I know
Yep,
it, right. I'm right on Route 138.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was just a member there.
Okay.
And I hadn't worked for a long, long time. And there was a new ownership coming in, and I went up to him one day and said, "Are you hiring?" Like, not being serious. And he said, "Actually, yes. We're starting a sales team, and
okay.
I think that you would be great." And I was like, Tom, I haven't worked in over 17 years. He said, you have a
You're talking, all right,
personality.
hold on, quick, just making sure.
Okay.
This was for the gym, you were gonna sell memberships to the gym.
Exactly.
All right?
So
Okay,
I was
yep,
just
got
a
it.
member, but I was getting bored at home.
I see,
You know, there's so many lunches and shopping you can do.
I
you know?
understand.
So anyways, I worked there. Fast forward, I worked there for from 2002 to 2008.
Okay,
I won a trip to Las Vegas.
wow.
because
Did you
I
win
was
anything
like-
when you got there, or did you give back all the money you would have won?
That
if
was
you-
just the trip.
Oh, I see,
Yeah,
okay, just
yeah.
the trip
Well,
itself was great, you didn't have to.
Oh, yeah, I mean, dinner's paid and.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wayne
so.
Newton and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. And learned a lot there. And so I said to myself, okay, I've been there for a while now. I need to expand. Then I
Okay.
went to a hotel for a while.
You mean to work?
To work as
Okay.
a sales coordinator.
yeah, okay,
Like typing up all the banquets and giving tours and stuff like that.
okay,
So anyways, I couldn't stay there long enough because my kids were kind of at that age that I was missing out in their games, sports and stuff.
okay,
So I answered an ad on Craigslist.
Oh.
I looked on Craigslist and I answered an ad. And to my surprise, it was this man.
Okay.
It was this guy
looks
here.
like a Craigslist kind of guy.
It was a Craigslist kind of guy, but actually there was another woman that I think posted it, but Steve worked with her.
Okay,
So I met them both at Dunkin' Donuts, very casual.
all right,
And they were looking for an appointment setter.
Okay.
And they were working for Medicare at that time.
okay. And
So-
this was in Stoughton as well?
I know, they were located in Framingham, but
Oh,
it was a home position.
Oh, I see.
I could book appointments from my house.
Oh, okay,
And I was like, I can do that.
sure,
I like talking, why not, right?
yeah,
So they gave me the scripts and I killed it. I was booking appointments and I got commission only.
okay,
And so Steve left that job and then I went back to other gyms. I was a general manager at the Boston Sports Club in Canton.
oh, wow,
Worked there for over 5 years. And then the pandemic hit and it was like everything shut down, as we all know.
I know,
And so anyways, Steve and I always kept in touch,
Okay.
always, throughout those years. And he said, look, I'm doing something different. Do you want to book some appointments for me? And I was like, you kidding me? Yeah, it's the pandemic. I'm not going anywhere. So I started booking the appointments for him in a different industry now.
Okay.
Not Medicare.
insurance,
Insurance.
okay. And homeowners
financial,
or auto,
yeah.
both, everything?
No. We can do annuities, he can touch base, but we
Okay.
can do life insurance,
I see.
mortgage, retirement, everything. So I was booking appointments and he was closing the deals,
Yeah.
of course. And he kept on saying to me a couple of times, you know, you're booking so much, I'm getting all the commissions. What is wrong with you? Why don't you take the license, the test?
Okay,
And I was like, yeah. So a year passed, and then he said, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm booking all these appointments. I'm getting just my cut, but he's getting the buckaroosies, right?
yeah,
So I said, Steve, I haven't taken a test in so long. He says, you can do it, you can do it.
okay, I assume you passed.
A couple times later, but that's okay.
Right.
But that's okay. So I passed, and here I am today. So he has been my mentor, my rock, my everything.
Cool.
Well, except for my other
Family, yeah,
Yeah.
I got it.
And
Okay.
I've known this big guy here, Ben, too, ever since I've known Steve.
Okay.
So I just want to thank them for the opportunity. And, you know, I've been going to conventions. We just came back from Dallas. But Steve can fill you in
You obviously
more.
still keep yourself in great shape, too.
Yeah. Well, I didn't go back to the gym. My
Well, there is no more
boyfriend
golf
and I.
gyms, they're gone, they went the
Well,
way
no,
the
but
Edsel.
there are some. Oh, in Dallas, I saw.
Oh,
one.
really? Okay,
But my boyfriend and I have a great guy.
okay,
And we invested in it's called the Tempo Studio. It's
Okay.
a home gym thing. So, but I do want to say that this particular industry is not a job for any of us.
what isn't?
It's.
Are you
it's
talking about the fitness industry?
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the insurance.
Oh, okay.
We don't consider this a job. We love helping families.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, if you can lay your head on your pillow and say, I helped one more person, then you feel really good. And it's
Okay.
like the gym. I was helping people, with their goals.
Yeah.
And I feel like this industry, our motto is have fun, make money, and make a difference.
Okay, that's great. All right, Steve, let's.
And that's what we're doing, so
All right.
thank you.
All right, you're a rock. Let's talk to you now. Tell me about how you founded this the Alliance, and what were you like as a younger guy? You don't look too old either.
No, I'm older than everybody else here probably, I think.
Not by much.
Anyway,
Okay.
I actually was born in Greece.
Greece, cool.
My family moved over here when I was 8,
Cool.
and I grew up on the North Shore in Marblehead.
Love the town.
Great place to
It
grow
is.
up in. Went to Marblehead High and then went to Boston College, got my degree in there. And then I decided I wanted to go in the military.
Okay.
I had-
Was it wartime or not?
No, this was in the 80s,
Okay. Yeah.
during the Cold War.
Yeah.
And I was in signals intelligence, listening in on the Russians, and
Yeah.
can't really tell you much about it because then I'd have to kill you. But no, but it was a fun, 10 years in the military. Then I got out and came back home. Kind of bounced around trying to find jobs. And then my dad got pretty seriously ill.
Oh wow.
He started going in and out of nursing homes. We had issues with Medicare. So that is kind of how it drove me to get into this kind of field.
Oh, okay.
So I started doing, after he passed away, unfortunately, I got into the financial services field. I started working with Medicare, long-term care, that kind of thing. And then eventually got into life insurance, retirement planning, et cetera. And then I decided, why don't I just do my own financial company, which
Right.
I did. Right now, we're the Meimarides Alliance Agency, but we're in the middle of rebranding to the Meimarides Financial Group because we're growing so much all over the country.
Okay.
So we have a lot of other agencies that are working with us now.
Yeah, I noticed you mentioned you were working with people in California and in Texas, I guess.
Yeah, in all across all
Wow.
50 states.
Yeah, cool.
We do everything from basic insurance like final expense mortgage protection.
Yeah.
We do retirement planning, like I mentioned. Annuities, premium financing, tax-free retirement. We have financial advisors on the team that will handle people's portfolios. We actually got into Medicare again about 3 years ago, so we do a lot of that.
Okay.
We do health insurance, we do debt relief programs. So basically, we're a full-service financial services company.
Okay, yeah, it sounds tricky, but I know it's important. We all got to have that.
Well, that's just it. It sounds tricky to a lot of people, but because of the training that we have to go through on an annual basis, we know all the ins and outs. So I always tell people when I meet them, don't try to do a lot of this stuff on your own. Even though you might have help from somebody at work or your HR department, they're not financial professionals. So talk with a professional. We don't charge any fees. We have clients as young as 20, 21 years old, all the way up to clients in their 80s and 90s.
Okay.
So we can basically help everybody. And speaking of different age groups, the next generation that's slowly taking over for me is my son, Ben, and
Yeah.
I'll let you
Talk to
him,
Ben.
but
Okay, all right, Ben,
he's,
you got the floor.
the next
So tell me about yourself. You're a studious young man. You're a student in Master Sawyer.
That's right.
You're
Yeah.
you're in sports media there. That's your
That's
major.
correct, yeah.
Which is that similar? I assume it's similar to communications.
Pretty much, yeah.
So-
It's the label is media arts.
Media arts, right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it's called now. It's a little different than when I was in college in the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, so now you're working for your dad and with Nancy for the Alliance right now. But is that? I have to ask though, what does your future look like? Do you have any? I mean, are you going to get into sports media as a profession eventually when you graduate, or do you want to?
Well, I guess the fun part about it is I don't really know.
Okay.
It's kind of I
Just
like.
throwing the dust in the wind, as they say.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I mean I've been working in this industry since I was probably 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
I've been around it my whole life because of my dad.
Yes.
But then, I kind of wanted to try my own thing and go to college, see what I can do. But I've always had this in my back pocket to kind of fall back on.
Okay.
So I figured, why not just try really hard at this and try to
Oh,
make
yeah,
a
no,
difference,
that's,
you know?
I understand, exactly.
Because there was one point where I was like, why am I just, half beeping this when I could just be giving it my all, you know
Okay.
what I mean? And then I think last summer around July is when I really started to dive into this business head first, and I've been doing pretty well.
Okay.
But as my dad said, I
You
mean,
by
we're
this
trying
past
to-
summer, July 2022?
2021.
Okay,
excuse me,
all right,
yeah.
last summer, just making sure.
So,
All right.
but as my dad said, I mean, we've been hiring a lot of people my age. So for the viewers, I'm 24 years old. I'm going to be 25 next month.
Cool.
And we've been hiring a lot of people who are, either my age, I mean, older, in their late 20s, all the way to, fresh out of high school.
Okay, so basically what you guys do is you meet with people individually and you consult with them about their finances, right?
Correct.
Yeah, about a year ago, I had a guy on at my Carver location named Kevin Huffnagel, and he was planning for people's longevity. He said, now maybe you can concur, that because people are living longer, they have to work longer in order to make the ends meet for a longer time, because with the cost of living still being what it is, especially now with everything being more expensive.
Definitely.
It's almost like having more longevity is a bad thing, which it really isn't. But in terms of financial planning, you really got to hoist it in order
Right, I
to
mean,
be prepared
Really,
to live longer.
I don't know if you want me to jump in on
No, go
this,
ahead.
Ben, but it's really just a tweak of the retirement planning that we used to do 20 years ago,
Yeah,
So
okay.
retirement is not really an age. The way people have to think about retirement is an amount of money. An amount of money that you have that can carry you for the rest of your life. So
Right.
it's not really an age. You can retire at 50 if you have the right amount of money.
Exactly.
Or you might have to wait until you're 80 if you don't have the right amount of money. So
Right.
it's not really the age. It's what kind of income you're going to have that you can draw on in the most tax efficient manner going forward.
Yeah.
And that's really what we specialize in addition to all the other ancillary stuff that we do.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you do help people plan. Now you have to keep these statistics in mind, all the fact that people are living longer
Oh,
and
yeah,
working longer.
definitely.
I mean, it used to be 65 was pretty much the standard retirement age. And I'm only 2 years away from that. So, and I feel I'm going to keep doing what I do for as long until the day I call it a life. I think, but so things are a lot different. People are living longer, and I assume that gives you guys more business too, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with the pandemic, when people
Yeah.
started reassessing everything that they had done prior to the pandemic. I mean, the last 2 years have been, the biggest in the insurance industry.
Yeah.
Not just in our company, but across the industry. So
Right.
it's pretty good.
Okay.
Business is booming, and we're helping more and more people. And because of that fact, we're hiring more and more agents.
Yeah.
Like Ben said, a lot of people that are coming out of high school or people that are coming out of college and aren't finding what they want right away, they'll work with us on a part-time basis.
All right,
just
tell
to
me,
make
all right, how
some
do you go
income.
about training these people? You have to train them to specify for them what you need, for what your needs
Yeah.
are.
We have a pretty specific path that people follow.
Okay.
And it's a very heavily regulated industry.
Okay.
So, it's controlled at a federal level and a state level, so people have to get licensed.
Yeah.
We have to do, obviously, background checks on them and all that.
Yeah.
And then once they get licensed, then there's constant training because laws change from
Yeah.
year to year. IRS rules change from year to year, statistics like longevity change from year to year. So we have to constantly train and adapt, and we have a lot
We have
of
to do
training.
CE courses
Yeah,
every
continuing
year.
education courses like all professionals do,
Okay.
Everybody from doctors and lawyers all the way to, nurses, financial professionals, we all have to do CE courses. Again, we just, like Nancy said, we see it as fun. We don't really see it as a job. And when we bring new people in, we want to let them have fun with it,
Okay.
Yes, there's a lot of training, but, we don't have them sit there and watch all the boring training videos. They do have to watch some of the boring training videos, but then they get to listen to my boring presentations live.
Okay,
So,
well, that's, okay.
It's not boring.
No, it's actually fun. We make it fun.
Now, so basically, you bring people in, pretty much, at the high school level, they don't even have to be college educated to be successful?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can actually
Ben can address
talk about
that.
that. Yeah, because especially nowadays, you're not seeing as many people who want to go to college. Because
Okay.
people right out of high school are like, oh no, I just want to hit the workforce.
Yeah,
And I
make
don't want to
money.
pay for. Yeah, I don't
Right.
want to go to school and do that. So yeah, I mean, technically, actually, no, you do need a high school degree, correct?
No, you don't need a high school degree or a GED. You have to just be 18 years old.
18,
So,
yeah.
Okay,
Alright,
so
yeah,
the
I
youngest
knew
people,
18 was the
you've
big
ever
one,
had are
yeah.
18,
Yeah.
and that was you,
Correct.
right? When you were
Yeah.
18, you started?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, like I said, I've been around this business. I mean, when I first met the CEO, I was 17.
Wasn't
So-
he the CEO?
No, well,
Oh, well, I'm the CEO of my
Yeah.
agency, but the CEO
Oh,
of the
okay,
Alliance.
this is a national company, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, the
all right.
Alliance is
I mean, I
led-
thought I think it was a national company. I thought
Yeah.
you were the headquarters.
No.
Oh.
If I
we're
was
the
the
headquarters
comes
of this.
across.
We're the headquarters of this.
This
region.
area, this
Yeah,
branch, I
yeah.
get it, okay.
the main headquarters is located out of North Carolina.
Okay, it wouldn't be Fayetteville, would it?
No, it's actually in Burlington.
It's my birth state, birthplace,
okay.
Fayetteville.
Oh, there you go,
yeah.
Kind of
We
interesting.
do have an agency in Fayetteville.
Oh, there you go.
Tar
Okay.
Heel fan?
What's that?
Tar Heel fan?
What was it?
Tar Heel fan?
You like the
Ah, Tile fan. No, I mean, I was there till I was 2 months old. Everything's Boston,
Oh,
New
okay.
England.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, no, but-
I just wanted to make sure.
No, no,
yeah,
it's
okay,
cool.
no, we're
Boston
good,
does
yeah.
have the best sports team.
Yeah,
Howie
that's
Carr's a Tile fan. He was a North Carolina grad. If you know who he is, right? Howie Carr, radio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, I listen to him every day. I don't always agree with him, but
Yeah, well,
I'm
yeah.
bucking for his job someday. But only as a TV podcast. But that's a
course.
show for another day. All right. Well, so it's a pretty good gig you guys have now. So how long have you had your office? Your current office is in Foxborough, correct?
It is, yeah. We
No.
actually just expanded earlier this year, and we're gonna, now that the whole COVID thing is over, we're gonna start doing our normal live in-person training that we used to do before COVID.
All right. But how long have you had your office?
But the office itself, I've had since about 2010.
Okay, so 12
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But I've been in the insurance industry and the financial services field since the early 2000s, so I'm coming up on my 20th year now.
20th year in that. Okay. Yeah. Now, you went to college, right, or not?
Boston College.
Oh, that's right, Boston College. You told me that. Okay.
Go Eagles.
What did you major in at BC?
Actually, I went into pre-law. I went
Okay.
in for a political science major, wanting to go to law school.
Okay.
But then I started double majoring in history. I got interested in history and then just kind of wanting to just get out of law school. I had actually applied during my senior year.
Okay.
I had been accepted to Boston College Law School, but then I just said, nope, I'm going in the military and I'm going to go travel for a few years, see what I really want to do.
Well, okay. What was you? I mean, I'm trying to. What was the law? It's great that you did the military, but did you didn't really think about defending the country because, like you said, there was no war there, but you figured there were
No,
opportunities.
but that was around the time of the hostage crisis in
Yeah, yeah.
Iran.
That
It
was-
was the assassination attempt on Reagan.
Yep.
John
Early
Lennon,
80s, yeah.
John Lennon getting killed.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff was during my senior year of college.
Okay.
So
I think you're probably about my age.
yeah, I'm actually 62.
Yeah, you're.
There you go.
There you go. I mean, you
We're
go.
brothers from a different mother.
Did you graduate high school in 77 or 78?
Yeah, 77.
Me too.
There you go.
You're turning 63 later this year.
No, I actually just turned 62. I'm actually a year ahead in school because
Okay.
I was super smart.
You're brilliant. There you go.
There
Wow.
you go.
So you thought I guess I'm the oldest one. I don't know about you, but I'm the oldest male at the table.
Yeah,
Barely.
you're the oldest person.
Yeah. Wow.
Nancy's the youngest of the four of us.
Okay. Yeah, I figured
Of
it.
all
out.
the females here.
She's the youngest of all the females here too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But
yeah,
anyway.
for sure.
Okay. All right. So but you felt there was more of an opportunity in the military. I remember those commercials. Be all you can be in the
Oh
army.
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember those. Yeah.
I'm sure you remember them. So I'm wondering if that was what inspired you to
Oh
join.
yeah, I did. I had other friends that were going into the military after high school that didn't want to go to college.
Okay.
So through my college years, I was hearing some of their stories when they would come home on leave, and and again, because I traveled a lot ever since I was young.
When you were in the military? Where were you stationed?
So I was in the army first, and I was stationed in Germany.
Okay.
In Augsburg, which is near Munich.
Yep.
And that was like what we called back then a field station, where
Yep.
we basically just monitored the communications all over Europe. That was like the most fun I've ever had. And again, I was Ben's age at that time,
Yeah.
so you always have fun at that time,
Oh,
course.
yeah.
regardless of what you do. And then after that, I got out for a year, and I decided to go back in, but I went in the Navy.
Okay.
And then I was stationed in Pearl Harbor on a anti-submarine ship.
Right.
And we used to go around the Pacific chasing submarines. So that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was after the attack. Many years later.
That was actually in the late 80s. I was in the Navy. And
That was after they tore the Berlin Wall down. Right around the time.
Right around the time the Berlin Wall got turned. Yeah, and actually I was in Berlin when I was stationed in Germany.
Okay.
I got to go to Berlin and actually straddle the line where it was East Berlin and West Berlin. I got a picture.
He has a picture of that somewhere, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got to stand right near the wall where Kennedy stood and said,
awesome.
"Ich bin ein Berliner." and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that. It was cool.
How
Right.
did your
I love
parents
history.
feel? That
My mother-
you didn't go to college.
My mother cried that I didn't go to college, and she cried even more when I left for the military.
Absolutely.
But
But how
my,
about-
my
well-
father was secretly proud.
Okay,
Yeah.
I believe it. Mother probably was
Because
too.
my father was in the Greek army during the Korean War. so,
Wow, and that was,
yeah.
wow, that's incredible. You guys have quite, well, Nancy, so what do you do now for fun exactly? Just
What do
continue
I do
doing?
for fun?
And then we're gonna talk to Ben a little bit about his sports, and then we'll be ready to wrap the show up in a little few
Okay.
seconds.
Well, what do I do for fun? Well, I see my grandkids. My boyfriend and I, we're planning a trip in the springtime.
Okay,
Lately, I haven't really, I mean,
you just
I'm
do the
having
work.
fun every day.
That's good.
So I
She
guess.
has fun working.
Yes,
That's the problem.
yes.
She has fun
Okay.
working.
That is true. It's not a 9-to-5 job, so every day is fun.
Right.
Every day is different. So when you
like
ask
you like
for
to, you
fun,
just like the spice of
I don't
life.
really have a lot of hobbies.
Okay.
I'm having fun.
Okay,
Life is good.
all right, Ben. So tell me, just tell me about like so. You like sports media. You're in the you had a radio podcast. You don't have it anymore, but you want to get back to it eventually, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that was the best year of my life in terms of like what I wanted to do because it was, I mean, I just got to talk about sports every day.
That's
You
it.
know, and that's what I mean. I don't know. I don't want to speak for every guy, but I mean, all my friends, that's all we do.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're
we
not. You're
just
speaking
sit-
for yourself, and that's all. And
Yeah.
a lot of people feel that way.
And I mean, I know like we were talking before the show about sports and stuff and
Yeah.
how we both got into sports media but I mean, sports is great because it's entertainment, but it's
Entertainment
also,
that challenges the mind too.
it challenges the mind and it challenges the body and I grew up, I grew up in the golden age of Boston sports,
Yep.
really. I mean, hello. I mean, how many championships have we won since
It's
I
hard to
was born?
believe that you were born after the blasé age of Boston sports when all the
Yeah.
other teams were struggling.
And all I hear from people like my dad and
Yeah,
everyone,
I
all
try
my
to tell
relatives, oh, well, the Patriots and the Bruins, Celtics, we all used to suck, blah,
They've-
blah, blah.
That's right. Now they
You
got 12
know?
championships in this,
Yeah.
in this 21st
and
century.
And all I hear about is how good Bobby Orr was and how good
I had dinner
Larry
with Bobby
Bird
Orr in
was.
1974.
No kidding.
Well, it was part of a charity thing. My mother paid $500, but it was fun.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
It is. And
I'd
he-
love to meet Bobby Orr.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well, him and
cool.
I are both celebs now. He's
There you go,
You know,
yeah.
except I have my old knees and he doesn't.
Yeah, well, yeah, his knees are gone. Yeah, he
Yes.
needed a few surgeries for that. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I loved. So when I did do the show, I covered. It was mostly the four big ones, Patriots,
Right, all the
Celtics,
sports.
Bruins, Red Sox. But
That's
but we covered, all basically the league.
Plus
so
the
it
sport,
wasn't,
plus
it wasn't
your
just
school,
local.
well, that was from Master Sawyer, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you
So
covered
I
your school
did, yeah.
sports there as well.
Yeah, well, there's our basketball team was really good. Our women's basketball team was one of the best in the country.
Cool. Don't forget the soccer team. I know Nick
Soccer team
Galantis.
was
I went to
really
school
good
with him.
too. Yeah, the soccer team's really good too. But
Is he
when I
still
was
there, Nick Galantis, the AD?
I'm not sure.
He had bypass surgery. He's just a year older than me, but I think he's okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm not
they
sure,
won.
but,
Do you know the soccer team won 2 NCAA AA championships
Oh, yeah.
in Division II?
They're hanging in the
I remember that. It was incredible.
No. I mean, they're very proud of Massasoit of their sports history, and I don't blame them because I mean, it was a blast. I covered all the teams. I mostly focused on the basketball teams, and the women's basketball team was, like I said, one of the best in the country. And I actually got to call some games with one of my friends who did the podcast with me at the time.
Cool.
He did play-by-play, and I was the color guy, and we called all these games and everything, and it was a blast.
That's
like
good.
that was the best. And then also we did a halftime special, they called it, where it was pre-recorded. Me and my friend had gone into the practice before and interviewed some of the girls basketball players and asked them about the team and about
Cool.
all that stuff, and then they would air it on the local station at halftime.
Well, you got to stay with that. You got to keep it going and see where you can go with that. I think you got a great future in that if you want it.
Thank you.
As
yeah.
well as what you're doing.
COVID kind of threw a wrench into everything because when COVID happened, it was like sports disappeared, going to
God.
school.
But now we're back, baby. We're back.
We're back.
back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right, listen, you guys did a great job. I hope you had fun.
We had
We did,
fun.
it was
Yeah, we
Thank
did.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much for
very
inviting
much.
us.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you all.
you.
All right, we're going to wrap the show up the way we began it, okay? You ready?
We're
Alrighty.
ready.
Okay, folks, thanks for watching Top of Time. See you next week. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Wait for the music.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Just don't bang the table is all I ask.
And a quick little plug.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. You gotta plug it. There you go.